Start of the second half, third quarter. Up they go, the ball won there by Long. Long slung to the ground and the umpire said, I think give it to me, and a little bit of a skirmish, a little bit of a spot fire there as Long tries to get up. Certainly a few spot fires in this late in the second quarter. Hopefully that all dies down. One there by Eltham, but strong tackling there, attempt to get out, but it moves into the hands of the Eltham player who almost gets caught by the desperate player there in Liam Brandt, but nevertheless he got boot to ball, and it's been deemed by the umpire that the Macleod backman there in the young Lawrence Schubert, playing his third year of senior football, he arguably held on to number 52, who I have called a fair bit today, in Jai Laurie. So this will give Eltham a wealth of confidence if he comes in and kicks this. He's slewed across the side, and actually the wind has dropped a bit, so I don't think there's a lot of excuse there with the wind in that case. I reckon the wind has died down. Could be momentary, it may have changed, we don't know. McEwen gives it off to Bianchin, who kicks it off here, and Shaw takes a nice mark in front of the coach's box or cricket nets. So what will Shaw do? He's got a plethora of options. He's trying to telegraph what he's going to do. The ball comes down here on the wing. The big flyers are there. Hobbs flew, but just slightly misjudged it. And the two big number 18s in Williamson and Long, who are old sparring partners over the years here. Lots of numbers here, lots of numbers. No one won that, and that will just bounce innocently over the boundary in front of the Macleod box, and must be said, a lot of current and ex-players all sitting in a group watching the game. So up it goes again. Long in the van here, he gets it down, but stolen there by 39. Great play. That's a massive bomb. Can Eltham emerge with it? No, they can't, but they've still got a chance. Good tackle. And the umpire said that was too high, and gee, I didn't see that. Was that too high? Wow.
Any lower he would have tripped over.
It looked to me like a completely legitimate tackle. Did the umpire think he saw something that probably wasn't there? Anyway, 13, this is Michael Aramov. And he's slotted that one. He slotted that one. That's a good start for Eltham. The wind's picked up again. Mikhail Aramov, so he must have possibly a Russian background. But anyway, if the umpires give you frees, you take advantage of them, which he did do. So Macleod 9-11. Eltham move on to 5-6. Umpire Williamson tosses it up. Up they go again. Long probably won that again. Falls into the hands of Long, who gets it out. Here comes Hobbs, streaming in the middle. Can he answer? Can he answer? Yes, he can. No. Oh. The umpire said no, there was just a finger tipper on that, but gee, that was exhilarating play. So Eltham come out to the members' wing. Oh, good mark there by Burns. I reckon he's been Eltham's best player today. Eltham there under pressure. Burns was grabbed. The umpire said no, free. The Eltham crowd thought there was a holding infringement. Good play by Macleod's leg it. O'Brien fumbled at the last minute. Oh, good tackle there by the Macleod player there, and Hammer emerges with it, but he's tackled. He probably tried to draw the free, but the umpire probably saw that, look, it wasn't there. Up they go again. Oh, it was long infringed again. Here comes Shaw, and he'll see the ball go out of bounds. And Macleod still with a handy lead, but certainly that excellent potential goal there by Hobbs would have really given them more heart. Great play there by Long, who used his body well. Here comes the young Schubert, who's just slung off it. Didn't have the body strength. Here's the young player Laurie. Great tackling. That's been a feature of today's game. It's just been a really strong tackling. And here comes the Macleod boy in, and the umpire said holding the ball or incorrect disposal, and he rewarded the tackle. Now, I don't know, did he hold it for too long, or was it a incorrect disposal? I don't know. Certainly rewarding the tackle. And number 12, Aramov, who kicked the goal earlier, is an important kick. He reduces the angle and he slots it. So, is he going to come off, is he? Oh, gee, why would you be coming off?
Just part of normal rotation.
Yeah, just part of normal rotation, someone said. Well, you want the blokes who are kicking you the goals and getting you the footy on the ground.
Yeah, no, that's what a rotation is.
Some of these modern footy trends don't sit that well with me. I think they're a little bit mindless, to be honest. But I'm a hack here on the boundary, and there are more qualified people than I in the brains trust of most clubs. So Macleod 9-6 versus Eltham 6-8-44. So the margin only 22 points now. Can Macleod get out? Here comes Totino. Clever hand pass to Bianchin, and he finds out the front leading Martin. He quickly moves it on, sets it up there for the forwards, and was Lynch punched in the head? We don't know. He seemed to be. Someone has a flying shot for goal, and it bounces through, and there's another point. So Macleod move on to 9-13. See, Lynch hasn't had a great day today, but he is competing well, and he won't ever stop contesting. Hobbs there flies and takes a lovely mark. Just outmarked Tommy Rogers. Finds Jack Langford on his own. Jack Langford will run. He's got time. He's got space. He's got a big hoof. Kicks it to the teeth of goal. The Flyers are there and almost there by Macleod. Great hit there by Macleod. Great tackling. Incorrect disposal there, arguably. Good play here. Hobbs has it. Swings onto his left boot. Goes into the point area. Punched out by the ruckman there in Williamson. Eltham have it, but another strong tackle. But Eltham steady, and they kick it to the wing, but only as far as Ned McEwen, who slaps it over the boundary and puts it on the wing, out of bounce on the Bruce McDonald scoreboard. Long's come off for a rest. Doherty will be coming on. That's number 5, Anthony, or Duck Doherty, looks like he's coming on. Up they go again. Eltham grab it out of the ruck. Hand pass it inboard. Eltham have the numbers. Here comes Tommy Burns. He gives it off to little Anton Woods. He lets fly, and no. It's 1 point. So a little bit of an accuracy too from Eltham here. So Macleod only, really, it's a 23-point lead. Make that a 22-point lead now. So McEwen weighing up his options. He decides to just slap it on the boot, but it's a real widowmaker, but it's marked. No, it's not, by the Macleod player there. Eltham seem to have it, but it comes out. There's 2 Macleod players. Reed gets it off to Totino. He's a bit of a speedster. He lets fly. He kicks it there to Lynch, and Lynch was set up then. It was a real up and under that one, and Lynch was powerless to sort of compete there. And good play by McEwen, but no, the ball punched away, but it landed still in the hands there of Josh Merkel, the captain, the son of the former president. And he is, from memory, a really, really nice raking left foot kick. Has played at VFL level and has played up in the country, up in the Goulburn League. So he comes in. He lets fly. It looks a beautiful kick. It's clapped through. So Eltham moved to within 3 goals of Macleod, and it just shows you in football the momentum can change quickly. So Painter coming off. Painter coming off. Brant coming on. The rotations are being rung here. So it looks like Jack Langford, is he going to another wing, or he's going on the other wing, and O'Brien will be used in the ruck. On comes for Macleod Lauren Schubert to pick up the dangerous Harrison Burns, who's been, in my view, Eltham's best. Here comes Brant, good play, clever hands, trapped by Bianchin. He's been steady all day. Gives it off to Doherty. Doherty traps it, fumbles, gets it back to O'Brien. O'Brien looks to kick it there. Brant will hold his position, punches it forward. Here comes Bianchin. Oh, awful, I meant to say, hand pass to Brant. Picked up by Harrison, the big fella from Eltham. Bianchin's got it. He's trying to break the play, and the crowd are saying, that should be holding the ball. That should be holding the ball. And look, there's an argument there, but the umpire said no. Up they go, move the play on quickly. Well done to Lawrence Schubert, but well done. Oh, that was just indiscriminate by Dottino there, and he could have hurt himself and his opponents. Here comes 52, Laurie. He gives it out there. Leg it there. Fell at the crucial moment, and McEwen traps it and keeps it in. Good play by Macleod. Good play. Excellent play by Macleod. And he just, interesting kick, but gives it straight to 23, who drops it. Going through Aries 12, shows great pace. What's happened here? The umpire's found a free, and it looks like it's going to Macleod. But I just want to note on Aramov, number 12 again. He's playing like a man possessed. He's had an influence on the game since he came on. So running through is White. Shocking kick, White. He kicks it straight into the hands of the Eltham player who has an absolute paddock. He tries to butter up. Eltham send a flying kick. And gee, a skill error. A skill error. And that costs you 9-13. Plays 8-9. So this is one of the narrowest margins. So it's a 10-point ball game all of a sudden. A 10-point ball game. And I'll tell you what, you can just sort of see the fluctuations and the changes in the game happening, where suddenly Eltham are taking the opportunities. Eltham are making something out of nothing. And that's what footy's all about. Up they go, the ball in the middle again. Can Macleod bring it out? They can. Brant, he's tackled after he got rid of it. But some tough work in there. And a 10-point ball game on, as they say. Brant trying very hard in the middle. Players starting to show signs of tiredness. Probably 15 minutes into the third. Eltham have it. That was high. Yes, it was. Wasn't really O'Brien's fault. But look, they're running now, Eltham. They're using the wind. Beautiful lead. It bounced off his chest. My God. McEwen ducked his head then. Eltham now are playing in a different level than what they were. And the ball bounces out and the wind picks up again. So suddenly that breeze, that potentially 2 or 3 goal breeze is a feature of play again. And we probably move 15 minutes into the third quarter. Jostling there. Eltham have it again. Flying shot for goal. 1 point. But gee, certainly the last 5 minutes of play has belonged to the Eltham club. And they're saying, hey, we're not easy beats. We're here to give you guys a real good game, and we'll fight the whole way. Here comes Sievers. He gives it off to Schubert. Schubert, hand pass, misses its target. He gives it off to Doherty. Will Doherty use his athleticism? He will. Off he goes. He's being shepherded. And he gives it a chip off. Hand pass there. Doherty keeps running and kicks a goal. And that is the play of the day. Without doubt, the play of the day. He used the athleticism, and that's what you've got to do as a footballer. If you've got that extra little bit of pace, or you've got that extra little bit of endurance or height or whatever it is, use it. Don't be afraid to use it. Don't be afraid to take a risk. And he wasn't afraid to take a risk then, and it paid off in the end. And that was Champagne football. So, gee, it's Macleod's first goal, I think, for the term. 10-13-73, plays 8 goals 10. Tough work in the middle. Tough. Woods gets it, slaps a big old torp on the boot. Nudging going on there. It was legit according to the umpire. Oh, the hand pass misses its target. Skill errors again. Eltham have it. They're fighting hard. A flying shot here will happen. No. A series of hand passes. Good tackle. He gets it. He puts it on the boot. And I think that left foot snap will go out of bounds. And the umpires agree with me. But if the Eltham forwards in the pockets had just had a window or just a second just to have a flying shot, could have been different. But they tried to find a man via hand. So I think it's Shaw here. He goes as long as he can. It holds up in the breeze. And he's kicked it straight to the biggest man on the ground. Well, not quite the biggest man on the ground. I thought it was Williamson. It's not. But anyway, Eltham. Dangerous kick. Dangerous location. Someone got hands to it. This is dangerous. He slapped that around, has he? And the umpire says, goal. Wow. It's raining goals here. Raining goals here at Macleod. And if you get a window, if you get an opportunity, take it. And suddenly that's what Eltham have done. And you've got to do it. So 10-13 playing 9-10. 73 playing 6. It's only 9 points, and Jarks has joined me back in the commentary position. Coming through there. Totino's got it. Good hands. Long. What will he do? That's a nice pass. Can Macleod take advantage? Here comes Reed Brandt. What's he going to do? Slap it on the left foot. It's floating in the wind. There's players there, and has White got it? No, he hasn't. And what's the umpire said? The umpire said no mark. No mark. And White not happy. White not happy, and he's remonstrating in his own way. Finally gives the ball back to the umpire. 1 point.
1 point. He tossed up Dan Puncheriffer behind. So Macleod move on to a 10-point lead, 74-64. Eltham to bring it back into play. Eltham go pretty much down the middle, and there's Scooter up front. Yes, chips in, chimes in with a nice mark. Finds a man on his own. Who is it? Yarwood, 31 Yarwood, Matty Yarwood. About 35, 40 metres out, Richie.
35
at the most.
The only issue will probably be the swirly wind, Jark. The swirliness of the wind.
Yes. We called it early with these swirly conditions. Matty comes in. Looks nice off the boot. Has he got the accuracy? The umpire likes it. That's a very handy goal. And Macleod move on to 11-14, 80 versus Eltham 9-10, 64.
So back to a 16-point ball game. It's been raining goals this quarter, Jarks. Raining goals.
It has. The weather around's been threatening, but it's just a light drizzle. Longhead nullified number 18 in the ruck there. Ball comes to ground. Who picks it up? Brandt gets the hands off too. Macleod play kicks it in, ball off the ground. Lynch goes behind.
So Eltham quickly move it out. You can see it's Division 1 football. The Flyers are there. Shaw will take the mark. No, he won't. Or the umpire said, yeah, you held it just long enough. You held it just. Eltham crowd, not happy, not happy. But anyway, what will Shaw do? He's got lots of people screaming for the ball. He goes across goal. It's a bit of a flow to that one. Everyone misses it. Brandt's there. He gives it off to, I think, Doherty. Brandt's tackled the ground. And the umpires decided no. A lot of players felt the free was there, but I couldn't see it from this distance. So, tough work there in the ruck. A Macleod player may have this, you can't see from here. Gee, they're going in hard, a lot of slinging and all sorts of things. Someone's had from an impossible angle, and Brandt's got it. Now that was what you call clever football. football. Chipping it to the goal square, giving your forward the opportunity, Jacques. Giving them enough air, giving it enough elevation.
And Reedy was clever enough to hold his ground and at the last minute just lean back and take the very nice mark right in front of goal.
You'd put your glasses down, as Lou Richards used to say, wouldn't you, with Reed?
Oh, you would think so. Yeah, it comes in, no mistake from that distance. Well judged mark and a very good goal by Reed Brandt.
Tell you what, Totino comes off the ground as quick as anyone, and that shows the discipline, isn't it?
No, very.
He goes like a bullet a gate on the field,
yep.
And he comes off quickly as well.
There's no lambling off the
right.
ground like when we played,
That's
Richie.
Right. He used to come off like one of those test batsmen who's just made a duck, ambling along.
Now the umpire, I think, is called, maybe the ball's stuck in the tree. The umpire's calling for another football.
Where's Bruce?
Football. Nice kick, Swanee still got it. You might have missed that, Richie.
What was it, a beautiful talk, was it, from Swanee?
No, lovely little drop punt.
That won't get on the highlights reel though, probably. So he throws it up, interesting part of the game. Oh, he's grabbed it out of the ruck. Kicks it forward. And Eltham fly and a lovely mark there. Will they push forward? That was, is this 22, this fellow?
I think 22 kicked it before.
Was it? Is this Billy Glasgow? I can't tell. I know that the Glasgow boys are good, hard and strong players. There's a couple of brothers. This is the sort of one you'd like to kick, isn't it? Taking his time, very deliberate. 45 metres out, high,
nice
long,
off the boot,
but not accurate.
Drifting.
And perfect play. Smart football, Jacques, as I said.
Yeah, good defensive play by Jack Langford there. Punched it through for behind. Macleod gained possession and reset.
So, just about three-quarter time, you would say, although there would be a fair bit of time on.
Jack goes right down the middle here, looking for the big fella, Jack Langford. Good mark, number 22 there, the guy you were calling before tried to go over the top. Non-successful. Langford goes long. Bit of a push out, but the ball comes to ground. Eltham play picks up, gets the hands out, doesn't go to anyone in particular. Hands off, finds Core on the boundary line. Tackled, gets the kick away, and the umpire says out of bounds on the full. Free kick, Eltham. Deep into
it's good defending then by Eltham to stop Doherty taking that mark. He could have easily taken it, couldn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Good pressure from both teams today.
So good play there by Martin. He's corralling the Eltham backman who's kicking it there, but he's found a loose man. Here comes Totino. He's going to hold him up. Will he go backwards? Good play by Totino. I like the cut of his jib. He doesn't die wondering. So Eltham unsure what to do. They go along the members' wing to the lead. Leggett's there. He'll punch it. The ball overruns. Bianchin's got men to beat. He gets rid of it. He gets rid of it, and he's slung over the boundary. And he's a very steady footballer, is Jack. Very steady footballer.
A very strong sling tackle, Richie.
It was a strong tackle. Well, that's part of the game. Jack Langford in the ruck against his man here. The ball comes to Hobbs. Hobbs gets it out, but it was the best he could do. That's been touched. Interesting bit of play. Here comes Steve Kelly. Steve Kelly tries to do what he can, but 24 was caught. But it gives it to Woods. Interesting kick by Woods. This will be an interesting bit of play, and I think that's 1 point. And O'Brien harried him over the line then, which was good play.
Did well to hold his ground.
Did well, exactly. Could have easily fallen over. Eltham's great player there, Tommy Rogers. He's not moving as freely as what he normally... That's Harrison Burns, I apologise. It's been excellent today. He's not moving as freely as what he was, whether it's tiredness or whether it's a lack of glucose or whatever. Who's this? Is that Martin? He tries to kick to a lead. Here's Core. He gives it off to Brandt. The slight skill error there. The numbers, the Eltham backman falls over. Macleod have numbers here. The ball's in the front. Lynch gets it. Gives it off to Core. Core is thrown to the ground. Eltham are screaming for ball. But the umpire says no, and that was
tough place there by
acceptable.
Core. Richie, he knew the tackle was coming. They rode him in the ground, but he just held on.
A little bit of funny buggers going on here, but anyway, the ball gets thrown up. Here comes Painter. The umpire says, you went over the boundary line, Hamish. Give the ball back to the boundary umpire. She's doing a very good job down there. She's very fit, doing the job well.
Can't have long to go in this third quarter, Richie.
No. Jack Langford wins it. Comes through to Hobbs. He looks for a forward to kick to, and he'll find. No, he won't. Doherty was there. Doherty will use his athleticism. He picks it up. Almost trapped it. Almost trapped it. But for that brief moment, it looked exhilarating.
Almost a party trick there, Richie.
That's right. It's a bit like coming home and there's the old joke about. No, I won't go in. I won't. Now that I think about it, this will be public dissemination, so I won't go on about it. But the point is, it briefly there looked exhilarating. The ball's back into play. Another stalemate. Another stalemate.
Throw the ball up.
Here comes Bruce. He's shimmied up the tree and got the football.
He's a marvel.
Here comes Totino, is it? He's going to get boot to ball. And who's that? Was that the tot man, the toot man? Yes, Josh Totino. And he's been an asset to Macleod this year in his two games.
Very good asset, Richie. Just his lateral strength, just worked his way through the pack and threw it on the boot. Lovely goal. And I think the crowd have nicknamed him Tutu, is it?
Have they?
I don't know. I heard that.
Bishop Desmond Tutu. Black and white together.
I'm sure he's a lot better than Desmond.
What's wrong with Desmond?
We'll talk about Desmond.
Isn't he a Nobel Prize winner, isn't he?
Oh, well, we will talk about Desmond Tutu up here.
So he throws it up. We talk about lots of free topics but anyway, Eltham, good play, but in the direction of Scooter, and he rarely makes a mistake. He gets it off there to Bianchi, and it just gets boot to ball. Here comes Brandt. Brandt's got room to work with. A big high up and under, kicks it forward, and the big fly there, but wasn't quite effective, and the ball goes, is it out? I think it hit a young kid down there hit one of the water boys in the scone down there, did it?
I think it did. He's staggering a little bit.
He's staggering a bit, but he's okay.
He's okay. He's still upright.
As long as he gets his pie and his can of drink at the end of the game, which you as Treasurer Jark will have to authorise. So anyway, I think White's got a chip over. Interesting choice. Here comes Macleod's player there. Will Lynch have a ping? He's mercurial, and Doherty gets it. And the umpire said, I'll pay that. That was a static bits of play. The Eltham crowd saying it wasn't the full complement, Jarks. It wasn't the full distance.
I was probably 6 inches short of the full distance.
So are you going to allow that water boy to have a pie and a drink out of the club's coffers or not? You signed the form in triplicate?
It's not managed by me, Richie.
Okay. Here comes Doherty. This is an important kick, and the umpire's saying 6 points.
Very handy.
So we've got the Aussie merchandise trailers, the pick, pack and send, and the Honourable Anthony Carbine's MP end. We see the banners there. Sees Macleod 14-15, 99 plays 9-12. 66. So suddenly the lead blown out a bit again.
Very handy lead there.
It's blown out a bit again. And gee, must be three-quarter time. Any moment. They come down again. They're at it again. Geez, it's been a tough game, this one. I didn't see the one against Bundura, but this one I can tell you, it's been tough. Tough as an army biscuit. The ball's there. Eltham, what's the umpire said? The umpire said you threw it. They've played a few of those. Has that been an instruction, do you think, an order of the day? Stop the throwing.
I think it's fair enough. If it's there, pay it.
Yeah.
Hobbs comes across to Liam Brandt. Liam Brandt comes a bit further. On the wing he finds McEwen. McEwen having a look now. He's looking for options. Well, he goes deep into the forward line. Who's up, Richie?
There was too many up then probably, but Macleod still have the sense to get it at ground level. Here comes Doherty. Awkward kick, but the players are there. Lynch went through. Here comes an option here for Macleod. Goes off the ground, does it? And what do they say? 1 point. Lynch has tried very hard today. It's been one of those days where it's like a batsman. You play a lot of shots, but you keep hitting it to the fieldsman. He's been a little bit like that today, hasn't he? He's tried very hard. He's got himself in position, but hasn't got a lot of runs on the board.
Yeah, it's always tricky in the wind.
So he goes long. The big flies are there. Eltham stayed down, but they were tackled. Good play. And that will potentially allow Kane Shaw to waltz through with a hand pass to O'Brien. And O'Brien, good vision. Yes, good vision.
Yes.
There's numbers here. Brandt will do the right thing. Good hand pass there over to Lawrence Schubert. He gives it off to the running McEwen. He gives Patrick Martin. He lets fly from about 50, and that's champagne football. That is up there. That's up there with the goal kicked by Doherty before.
Well, he probably took half a second to pause and just
It's
settled
good.
himself and made no mistake.
Yeah. The Anthony Doherty goal was sort of a one-man effort where you run, get and give and then kick a goal. That one was a team goal.
Teamwork, yeah, very.
What's better? Others can judge that. But anyway,
Well, Macleod now taking the win out of the sails.
they knocked a little bit of the stuffing out of Eltham. They were dominant in the first 15 minutes of this quarter, weren't they?
Well, the score's got to within, 10 points?
9 or 10 points, I think,
Actually, 9 points, you're right. So, Macleod out to a handy 40-point lead late in the third quarter. Hobbsy's kick smothered. It's not Hobbsy, actually. It's Mardos. Who's down there? Oh, in the back? No. Play on. Ball comes out to an Eltham player, number 8, the Williamstown boy. Goes long into the forward line. Who's up? Ball. Good punch there by Shorey. Tapped over by Scooter. Ball comes back out to Scooter. He chips it across, finds Kane Shaw. Just in front
It's
of
a
the
long quarter, Jacques. Long quarter.
It is, Richie. Not sure if we had too many stoppages. Hobbsy goes up. Oh!
Has he
Almost.
paid that?
He's paid the mark. He was up high.
He's a bit proppy, is he?
Gets the hands off. Who's that? Schubert. Who's he found there, Richie?
I think Martin's gotten better as the game's gone on. Would you say number 14?
Martin's about 4 times in the last 4 minutes.
He's come alive in the bit like Jarks when you give him three or four nips of Johnny Walker Blue. He becomes like John Travolta. He comes alive.
Oh, Richie, just as well you're not writing a book. Mardos, very deliberate. Comes in nice off the boot. Just drifted to the left-hand side there.
I think, and Dick Emery, the umpire down there, at the umpire calls it 1 point. Ex-Macleod secretary is Dick Emery, so let's hope there's no controversy, although that was 30 years ago. So Eltham find a spare man in the boy from down Williamstown, down the same area as ex-North Melbourne centre half back Ian Fairley. Gee, 61's a little bloke. Who's 61? That's he's not in the record. He's not in the record.
Okay.
He's not sure where to go, this young boy. He decides to chip it, and he does find Harrison Burns, who gives a hands off, but puts his man under pressure, although here comes the boy from Willie. He lets
right
fly.
down.
He has, and he's kicked a lovely goal.
Gee, well, there's reward for hard work there. He's delivered the ball to Burns. He's run on and collected the next give and kicked a beautiful goal for Eltham.
Well, 61 from Eltham. Little boy, he could be the boy who's made his debut today. He set that goal up in a way, didn't he?
He certainly did.
He's almost as high a number as the former Collingwood player Andrew Witts.
I don't know if the
Andrew Witts wore number 65, Jacques.
Number 65. Well, Richie, I don't know if we've lost the buzzer, Richie.
Yeah, we could. We might hear a cow bell or a school bell or something ringing soon.
I know we're not in Tassie. We will definitely hear the buzzer. All right, the ball's thrown up by the umpire. Who brings it out? Comes to ground. Eltham player there. Could have been the boy from Williamstown trying to get it out. It was scrimmage. Pack bills. And the umpire says, "Give it to me, please." Hobbs, Tortino, Schubert all around the ball. Who's up in the ruck? Jackie Lang gets the ball down, falls to the Williamstown boy. He gets it off the side of the boot, comes in the forward line. Off to the Eltham player, 52. Oh, just over the head of Sievers there. Ball comes to ground there.
Finally.
There's the siren, Richie. What's the score? 15-17, 107 Macleod. 10-12, 72 Eltham. A very handy 35-point lead.
That quarter went as long as the movie Out of Africa. Okay, we'll see you back at 5 minutes.
Or Dances with Wolves.
Is that all right, Terry?
How about we go down to our roving rope?
Terry. Sorry, mate. I just want to crack it open and have a few sips.
Seems to be a bit of a conference going on there, mate.
Yeah.
Thank
that
you.
for Christmas?
For Christmas, and that was for 3 kids. We got a packet of biscuits off someone else.
Yeah.
Now, that just means they forgot to get us something, but anyway. So, Richie, last quarter about to start.
Yeah, the wind's swirling up again. Eltham get first blood and they kick it to the Macleod centre-half back position. Sievers holding on there. Umpire didn't see it. Desperate play by the Eltham forwards. And the ball comes to ground and the umpire says, I think, give it to me. So Macleod with a handy 35-point lead. And also a wind. The ball comes out. Desperate play. Good hands. Williamson just kicks it straight up in the air. And almost a mark there to Eltham. There's desperate stuff here. He's trying to get rid of it. Out come the hands. Here comes Brandt. Gets the hands out to Long. Long gets it back out to, I think that was McEwen. McEwen, good play.
Good, mate.
Here they come to Tino, the top man. He kicks it to centre half forward for Macleod. No one home though, but it will bounce well.
Cool.
Core gets it. He kicks it off.
Cool.
Oh, good strong play though by Eltham, and that allows them to get it out. But that was a good that was probably a throw, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Here comes Jack Langford. He finds a time to kick it forward.
Mardos.
Good play here by Martin, and he's trapped. And he didn't have an opportunity, and that was just like a pinball football then, wasn't it, Jack?
It was bouncing all over the place, and that ball there just, with that breeze, Richie just carried over Mardos' head. Ball thrown up. Jack Langford taps it down, misses Mardos. And the Eltham player there, happy to see it over the line, and we're not playing the AFL rule where it's he's not making no attempt.
Eventually in South Australia they have it last man who touched it, last kick, last hand pass. I don't agree with that rule because you're going to reduce the opportunity for ruckman.
The ball comes back into play. Jackie Lang taps it down. Ball spills to ground. Who picks it up? Handball out of the pack. Here comes number 8. He's caught. Ball spills to ground. Picked up by Hammer. Hammer finds a target up forward. Lynch.
Was that deliberate or did it slew off the side of the boot?
He was looking at him and he did kick in his direction. It did come off the boot awkwardly, but it was very accurate, straight to Lynch on the chest, who will have a set shot from 25 metres out.
And this may frank some of his efforts. I said he'd been trying hard but hadn't been able to get into it.
Well, this might be the reward he's working so hard for. Yes, the umpire doesn't even move on this occasion. Very handy goal. Pushes Macleod out to a 41-point lead. 17-17, 113 as the scoreboard gets updated. Eltham 10-12.
You can't say it's not entertaining football. I mean, last week they kicked 19 goals. This week they've kicked 16. So a lot of high scoring. It's not dour football, is it?
No, that's right. And normally in these conditions, Richie, in years gone past, it's a low scoring affair, but both teams eager to move the ball on.
Exactly. So up they go again. The boy from Willie's there, but so's Brandt. He streams into the forward line. He looks for someone, but he kicks it into the pocket. Here comes Yarwood. He overruns it. Here comes Brandt. Brandt had it. He gets the hands. What's he going to do? He's a clever player. He finds no one in particular. Hang on. What's the umpire said? The umpire said, I think the umpire said that was too high, and the Eltham backman will gain possession of it.
I think it was, Core reaching over and he's paid it over the shoulder. Is that your guy, number 61?
Little 61, is it? He's not sure what to do. Oh, that's a dangerous kick. Dangerous.
How does it bounce?
Oh, that was clever in the end, wasn't it?
Grand found his teammate 31 in the back pocket. Streams to the wing. Goes long onto the wing. Who's up there? Jack Bianchin holds his man out. And he tackles Schubert under the ball there. Richie.
This is 52, which is Keys, I think it is. Oh. But the boy from Williamstown, that was great chasing by Lawrence Schubert.
Yep.
52, 52 had it, who's been excellent today, Jai Laurie. And the umpire said that it was just okay. He just kicked it as he was caught.
Okay.
And just shows you the pace and the what's the word?
Finds the boy
Persistence
from
of
Williamstown, number 8, Richard.
yeah, Anton Woods. So Anton Woods 35 metres out. Let's rip, and that's going to come around. That's going to come around. That's a good goal.
It's a clever kick, Richie. He's looked at the breeze and saying it's going right to left. He's allowed for it beautifully. Just came back at the last metre.
So sometimes in sport, life, you can do everything right and not get a reward. And that was the case there with Lawrence Schubert, because he did everything right. He never stopped trying. He caught the fellow, but the guy just had the presence of mind to what? It was literally a millisecond, wasn't it, that he got rid of it in time?
Absolutely.
So up they go again. They nullify each other. Eltham have the ball here. Macleod players fall over one another. He's trying to weigh up his options. He sinks the boot into it. And O'Brien's there being worked under the ball. Here it comes. McEwen's there. It punches back. Here comes Eltham. They have the numbers. Bianchin's there as well. Macleod there under pressure. Oh, tough, hard football. Macleod are getting rid of it. Good play by the top man, but a very desperate play. And the umpire said too high. I'll tell you what, he plays a tough brand of football, does Totino, doesn't he, Shark?
Certainly does, mate.
He will give away the odd free kick.
I must say my vision was blocked with this.
He really attacked the footy extra hard, and he caught Aramov, I think, who kicked a couple of goals in the third quarter. He caught him high. So he's snaffled that as well. Oh no, he hasn't. 1 point. What's the ump going to say? The ump says 1 goal. It almost sort of looked like it was. There was something.
Died on the line. Died on the line, but
they're the men. They're the men in the spot, aren't they?
Yeah, he's in a better position to call that.
So it's about a 29-point lead now, Jarks, is it, or?
Looking at the scoreboard, it's gone to 25-point lead, but they're just adjusting the scoreboard here. It's 4 goals, 5, 84-16, 29-point lead indeed.
They go again. Who can win this one out? Eltham are in the front here, but good play. Oh, good hard bumping there. Good hard play. Eltham come through strongly, and they've. It's been a tough game, Jacques, hasn't it? It's been. No one shirked any issues.
You'd normally call it dour, Richie.
Yeah, but it's been a tough game. Yeah.
Few sore bodies at the end of the game.
There will. They really will. I reckon the wind's about a 3-goal breeze now.
Yeah. It's died off a little. It's still there though.
Here's a chance for Macleod if they can pick it up. But Eltham get there first. Good play. And good play. And this boy,
52.
I reckon I said in the first half that number 10 was very good for them. Well, I'm willing to say now that Laurie's been definitely in their best, and actually I'll be interested to see, particularly if he kicks, if he is named their best player, because he's just been lively, hasn't he? Been very lively, this player. He comes in, will they kick another one? And no, that's going to go through for a point unless it's touched on the line or something happens on the line. And the umpire says 1 point. Eltham is saying it was a throw, Jacques, a throw.
Well, there's always happy supporters and upset supporters, Richie. We'll just wait for the ball to come back into play. As Caneshaw retrieves the ball. Jack Bianchin about to kick it in, looking for options. Jack decides to go to the near side. Who's there up? Longy, Hobbs. Ball comes to ground. Oh, off the ground, number 5 to Eltham finds Jack Bianchin. Jack Bianchin now looks to move it to the far side. Who's he find? Oh, and he goes through the middle to duck. He goes long into the forward line. Who's up? Nick Lynch. Very nice mark. Time to leap to perfection.
Go back and have his shot.
So Richie about 40 metres out from there.
Can he kick this, Shark?
Well, as you said, he's
What's
worked
your
hard
call?
all day. I think he can kick it. Let's see how the ball drop is today. It's nice off the boot. Yeah,
The
straight.
umpire literally didn't move, Jacques.
Did not move, almost like the last kick.
It's a bit like you and the slips cordon. You just don't move.
Oh, gee, Richie. I don't know. It's a pick on Sharks cricket ability day. And when are you going to come play cricket for Macleod, Richie, and so we can see what your talents are?
I've told you to speak to my manager.
Speak to your manager. And your wife said you're the manager. So Richie, score moves on to 17-17, 119 versus 12-13, 85. That's right, Terry. He gets told to say no and he listens to the boss. The umpire says holding on. He's giving this one to Liam Brandt.
Would Liam be in Macleod's best today, do you think? Or
He's certainly got a lot of the ball. I think he would be. Or he comes wide. He comes wide to Jack Bianchin. Jack Bianchin on the left boot. Oh, low. Just spills out of Mardos' hand. Hobbsy gets the ball out to McEwen. McEwen handballs it out, finds Mardos. Just decides to go inboard. And I'm not sure if he's he goes inboard, and that's carried through for one behind. He was looking to give the handball off there, Richie, and thought, no, there's a big opening there.
Mardos had a very good second quarter, didn't he? Or if you got to see any of it.
The third quarter, he finished off the third quarter very well as well.
So Eltham there, the Flyers are there, Core was there. Eltham hit the ground well, but they've made a skill error here. You make a skill error, you get hurt. Here comes Brandt, gives it off to Tino, and he just waltzes in and just kicks a point. Gee, that was quick football, wasn't it?
Now, Liam Brandt got the ball. If he held it for another half a second, he was going to be tackled. Slick handball to Tino, unfortunately just drifted to the left-hand side for a behind. Good slick ball movement there.
Yeah, it was. And it's turned into a nice day. There hasn't been any rain.
No.
It's not warm, but it's mild. And you're actually really nice day for football. So, big fly, big punch. The ball hits the ground. Lynch has it, I think. He gives it off to Langford. Langford kicks it forward. Trapped here by Brandt. Brandt gives it off to I'm not sure who that was.
Mardos on the left boot.
Cahal calls there. What's he going to do?
Call on the left boot.
They call him the horse apparently, but Liam Brandt flies. And a shot here. What's happened? Goal!
Who's kicked
wow.
That? Now was that the duck? That was the whiz. Duck Doherty.
No, it wasn't. That was Liam Brandt, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Liam Brandt.
Who kicked that, Terry? Did he? Duck Doherty, okay. We got a bit lost there because people were calling him a funny nickname. We were calling him the Mallee Bull earlier, and someone else called him a horse.
Oh, we could call him an ox.
An ox?
Yeah, well, he's got a sore throat or something.
I tell you what, if this keeps going, Cahal Cor's going to find himself hanging on a hook at the Victoria Market next week.
Who was the last ox playing for AFL footy? Was that Schwartz?
David Schwartz.
David Schwartz from Melbourne.
Also known as Steve.
Jackie Lang gets it out of the ruck. Ball comes to ground. Who picks it up? Eltham player tried to get it out. Oh, Hobbsy misses it. Jackie Lang tries to do it again. And he manages to get it. Squeeze the ball out to Tino. Tino running out of the centre. Goes long into the forward line. And there's Duck's younger brother, Anthony Doherty, in the pocket. Well, he runs around, across the boot, and as easy as you like, it's a skill that
probably poor defending.
Poor defending, no one in the goal square.
Yeah.
And I guess he picked that up and thought, well, let's just angle it across and go through the goals.
That's probably killed off the game a little bit now, arguably, but.
Well, we'll see we'll see how Eltham. They've been hard at it all day. I don't think they'll let up. Mentally, it must impact them.
I think today Jack Bianchin's been very consistent, hasn't he?
He's been very
in
good
the back line.
Very good off the back line.
Hasn't been flashy, but he's been consistent. Oh, here comes Hobbs. Hobbs has been good too. He forward and Lynch. No, yes. He's paid the mark. That was almost in slow motion, wasn't it?
It was.
Even the umpire was standing there waiting for it, wasn't he?
Well, the umpire wasn't prepared to pay it because he had two grabs, didn't have control of the ball. Yeah. And as the Eltham player just fell to the ground, Nick Lynch grabbed it for the third bite. He comes in very deliberate on the far side. Oh, he hits the hands on the man on the mark. Really could have been pushed in the back. There's a bit high there against the Eltham guy. Play on, says the umpire. Ball comes free, comes out to the far side to Eltham. Eltham there moving it down the wing, or down the pocket. This guy goes right down the wing, looking for Burns, is it, Richie?
He's been wonderful today.
Burns has been everywhere. In front of the scoreboard, turns around onto the right boot. Goes long and doesn't find his play. Schubert slung around, tried to get boot the ball. Unable to. Actually,
so Eltham kick it forward and they just find the hole there, but it was manned there by the man we praised earlier in Jack Bianchin.
Schubert, I think it's number 6.
Yeah. Number 6 is for Macleod is Brad Leggett, the comeback man. Oh, he's got a paddock, has big Patrick Martin. He lets go, he lets rip. Lynch is there, but a strong mark there by the Eltham player who judged it better. 31 for Eltham. In Darcy Valance, he's a young boy, and he gets it over to Eltham, who an optimistic, an expansive hand pass there. Wasn't never going to work. Here comes Reed Brand, who's been clever today, and he finds the squirt, and he just waltzes in and misses. Unforgivable.
Oh, Richie.
You could have run right in then.
He could have just walked in. It's a bit like going out when the ball's a half tracker outside leg stump. You don't want to go out, you want to hit that over the fence.
You don't want to find edge down leg stump.
You know. But anyway,
interestingly, there was just
you know what
intermittent gust.
You know what the biggest enemy of Doherty then was time. He had too much time.
Too much time.
Oh, here they go.
2-on-1,
good tackle there by 30. Good
Scooter off the ground, puts it out in front of Liam Brandt. Liam Brandt tackled, manages to pick it up and run away from the pack. Chips it over the pack, over Hammer's head. Ball spills free to number 12 there, Eltham in defence. He handballs it out to no one in particular. Scooter from the boundary line tries to centre it, and the Eltham player tried to push over the line, but no, Scooter wants to keep it in play. Over to Mardos. Mardos runs in, and I think he's missed it to the near side.
He has. Mardos has become a very dangerous player in that if you don't pay him due respect, he'll kick 2 or 3 every week because he's a long kick. And I'll tell you what, 52 from Eltham's just come off. He can hardly walk. He's done that much. Jai Laurie, I nominate him as the best player. Oh, here comes McEwen. He set sail. He set sail. He set sail.
That is a very good goal. He read the play well, picked it up off the Eltham player's hands, and from a long way out.
That's right. I was always surprised, Jark, that you read the play as well as you did, because people used to tell me you were illiterate. But anyway, that's
oh God.
That's not the point. Let's get back.
Is this a public slaying or something, Richie?
Let's get back to.
So
Leggett's come off.
My cricket, and then you think I can't read the play. Now I'm illiterate. Well, I know I haven't read as many books as you, Richie. But,
anyway, back to the matter at hand, and Long's tried very hard. Good tackle. Eltham desperate to get the ball out. The game's probably getting towards its autumn of the game, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Eltham have a shot, and another goal. Jesus, this is a high-scoring affair.
Eltham move on to 13-13, Richie, 91. And Macleod out in front, 141.
I might try and get some up-to-date scores, just so, not that it'll really matter because people will know them by the time they watch it, but just to add to the interest of the call. So if you keep going, and I'll get some scores.
Okay, Richie.
I don't think we'll be invited back, or certainly I won't be, by the way. Anyway, it's a bit of fun.
Well, it's one way to get me out of the commentary box.
You might find that Greg Walsh gets his job back with open arms.
All right, so Longy out of the ruck brings the ball to ground. Eltham player picks it up off the ground. Oh, Burns again is at number 23. Grabbed out, stolen off him by Totino. Totino gets the ball out. Ball spills free. Eltham player picks the ball up, goes long into the forward line. Out in front there is O'Brien. And the ball's worked over the boundary line in the deep into Eltham's forward line.
You just might want to mention that we've got the local footy show here today too.
That's right, Richie. We've got Channel 31 here beside us. So if you don't manage to catch a copy of this game, make sure you tune in to 31. I'm sure there'll be a replay like all channels do. Catch the local game. Now, number 23 there for Eltham grabs the ball after the ball was brought back into play, misses the ball to the near side, one behind. So, Richie, you're any luck with those scores? As O'Brien, oh no, it's Ned Ned McEwen brings the ball back into play. Long kick there onto the wing. Scooter picks the ball up, puts it out in front of Mardos. He's on his own here. Got a paddock. Goes long into the pocket. Cahor doesn't manage to hold on to that one. The ball's over the line for a throw-in.
Okay, Greensboro 19-15, 129 are giving Northcote Park a hiding, 5-8-38. West Preston Lakeside 21-18, 144, giving Lowell plenty of hiding, 6-7-43. Whittlesea are being overrun here by Heidelberg, 12-11-83 to 7-9-51. And Montmorency and Bundoora have just started. Montmorency 1 goal 6, Bundoora 5-4-34. So back to the dying stages of this, what's been a pretty high intensity game, but Macleod have just probably put it to bed with going into the last quarter with a lead. I think it was a 29-point lead.
35-point lead.
35-point lead, and also having the wind. Macleod have used it.
The ball finds Longy.
Can Long go back and do a Malcolm Blythe here? Can he? Will he do it? No, he won't.
No, he
Unselfishly, he finds Liam Brand, who just thought that...
there was 3 Macleod players there, but each one
lack of talk.
Each one, unselfish play, each one thought the other one was taking the mark and didn't want to interrupt their opportunity on goal. The Eltham player, number 23, picks up the ball, turns, finds a teammate. He's caught as he gets disposed of the ball. Bounce free. Finds his teammate on the half forward back flank. Up there, but checks the inch and turns around his man.
Laurie it was again. I nominate him as the best player for Eltham today. Oh, tough play by Schubert. Great play by Schubert. He put his head on the line and he still got the ball. Gives it off to the veteran Shaw, who gives it off to Liam Brandt. And in fact, Kane Shaw is the veteran because he's played more games than any other Macleod player. Here comes McEwen, gets hands off to Scooter. Gee, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. And he just goes boom from about 50. And so Eltham are in trouble again. But look, the point of the matter is, who cares? The point is, don't worry about the opposition. The point is, that was great play by Macleod, and the skillful players have come together. And here comes Totino. And he's a bit proppy. He looks a bit sore, and you can understand why, because he's a little bit of a human cannibal. He's a thick-set rover, isn't he? In the old style of a...
He's very mobile, very fast, Richie.
Yeah, but he's got a bit of strength behind him too. He's not a... doesn't lack any meat, does he?
He's been in the gym.
Could be natural, or could be from the gym. Who knows? Up they go again. Macleod extend the lead.
Maybe Jet's gym, Richie.
Yeah, it could be. Exactly. Rosanna Jet's gym. He's driven past there a few times, and he's going to become a member, as we encourage all players and supporters and just general members of the community who are watching this. Obviously, if you live in a different country and you're watching this, you're probably not going to become a member. But if you're a local, we really want you. It's the old Commonwealth Bank in Rosanna, is now a gym. So anyway, Eltham, nice left foot kick into the pocket. Kane Shaw, the veteran, is there. And it just on this occasion, he gets outmarked by his Eltham opponent. Can you see the number down there, Jacques?
No, I can't. When he turns around, I might.
Yeah, the happy win today, Roy.
Looks number 9, is it? Was it number 9? Number 5 or 9? So it's Josh Merkel. Now this is the wrong side for Josh Merkel because he is a left foot kick. And Merkel, a good footballer. His father was a successful president of Eltham, going back about 6 years. And this boy can play, as we can see by that mark that he took. But this is the wrong side for a left footer. It's a fairly deep pocket there. Let's ride it. And the umpire straight away, Dick Emery down there, said 1 point. It did. Dick Emery's done a good job down there. So McEwen, just a little chip over there, and off Macleod go again. Jack Bianchi would have to be in the best. It's been a yeoman performance today for him. Martin was just slung off the ball. Eltham have it, hands again. But off they go again. The boy from Willie, what the umpire said, did he say through that? What's happened? What's he said? He said no. Woods has been lively today, hasn't he, Jacques?
He has been very lively. I think he copped a hip and shoulder, and the umpire said no, I've got to pay a free kick there.
It was a bit late, was it?
I thought it was as he was trying to get rid of it, but anyway, the umpire's paid the free kick.
He comes in, kicking against the wind. That'll drop. Ned McEwen was there, and the umpire said, no, I'm going to pay that. And that was a strong mark. Was that number 20? 13.
13.
Chris Brannan. He's the boy they recruited from over at the Western region. They got him from around Sunshine Way or St Albans.
Okay, so
around
Dino,
that way.
icing the knee, must have got a knock on the knee.
Yep. So Brannan comes in on an angle, but about 10 or 15 metres out, and he's missed that. He won't be happy with that. He come with a fairly big reputation, Brannan, and hopefully, I know he played okay against Borough.
Right.
He hasn't done a lot today from what I can remember, but then again, it's hard to remember all the opposition players, but certainly 10 was very good in the first half in Harrison Burns. I've really liked the game of 52. I've really liked the game of Anton Woods. Gavin Connolly did some very nice things. And it looked like number 2, there's a Josh Laurie. He must be the brother of 52 Jai Laurie.
Yep.
So the Laurie brothers could be a good combination. Here comes McEwen. He just slaps it on the boot, comes out to the wing. Long's there, works under the ball, tapped out cleverly. Long again. Oh, look at this. Here comes Schubert. There's a paddock. There's about 6 Macleod players. They're going to raffle it. He has a ping and he seals it. And he's worked very hard today. He's worked very, very hard today, this boy.
So swarmed in numbers there, Richie.
Yeah,
There was 3-4 players.
and look at him just trotting back to his position, no fuss. If you'd done that, Jarks, you'd be doing cartwheels. But look at him, he just doesn't want any attention focused on himself.
I must have missed a media meeting before today's airing, Richie. It must have underlined how much can we stick it to Jacques today.
Well, you should be replying and saying a bloke of my size can't do cartwheels. See? It's actually a skill to be able to do a cartwheel, mate.
I'll leave the one-liners to you, mate.
Anyway, they throw it up again. My voice is going. The quality of the comedy, if you can call it, that's certainly deteriorating. A good contest there, arguably a free, but Scooter gets it. A look away hand pass. Players get a bit befuddled there. That's a good tackle. And I reckon the umpiring's been very good today, Jacques.
No, I think it's been very good. They've called what they've seen. They haven't made it up. That's all you can ask for.
Exactly. So Long and Williamson have just battled so hard. Here comes Laurie again. He's been excellent. He got dropped after but the pressure that's been put on. Here's Kane Shaw again, trying very hard. Tackle was there, and what's Williamson said?
No.
That was arguably too high, Jacques, that tackle.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't pay that, because the Eltham player ducked his head and ran into Shaw. Don't think Shaw can do too much when he's not deliberately trying to run in and tackle him too high.
Up they go again. Williamson clearly won that, but out comes Macleod. Oh, he worked under the ball brilliantly. Good. Beautiful punch. Hobbs gets it. Hobbs gets it over there to Doherty. Doherty, a long searching hand pass over to McEwen. McEwen just misjudged it. He ducked his head as well. He gets slung to the ground. Eltham possibly a free kick there in the back. They're all there. They're tired boys, tired bodies, tired players. But 39 had his pants pulled down literally there. But that was Stephen Smith. It's been handy today. And Brandt is saying, don't play with me. That's 61, and Brandt are having a little tate-a-tate there. And 12's come in, so we don't want anybody suspended. The game's dead, the game's buried. No more funny business. Here comes Woods. He finds 52, who unselfishly goes over the top, and Eltham, when some of the players there were worried about pushing and shoving, they kick a nice goal. And unselfishly there, 52, he could have got another, stat to his name there, another goal, but no.
Right.
He hand passed it over the top to Matthew Williamson.
Good team play there.
And Williamson, he's tried very hard today. He hasn't ever given in, he hasn't ever conceded, and he's a solid ruckman, isn't he? He'd be about 6 foot, 5?
That's probably the mark, Richie. But Eltham keep fighting, keep battling away here.
Up they go again. Brandt dives on it. Eltham are fighting vigorously for it there in the centre wicket area. Tired players. Probably not too much longer to go in this game. It's probably pushing on towards 5 o'clock, so it's going to finish quite late, quite dark. And they throw it up. Macleod's next game is on Anzac Day, which is Monday week. So hopefully as many of you who are watching this can get down there and support them, and also obviously recognise and honour the day that it is, which is, we honour our soldiers and people who saw action and people who served and people who've been in the military. So here comes Jack Langford. He gives a look away hand pass to Long. Long finds a man, but just a little bit short in O'Brien. Hopefully he hasn't done a hammy. He looked like he may have. But Eltham emerged with it. A little chip pass there to Big Williamson, who we praised earlier. He gives the hands off to the running player there, number 4, I think. 4 for Eltham. He's dancing, he's weaving. He trips the light, fantastic. He gets it into the forward line here. A bloke's being held by the arm. Umpire said nothing in it. They crawl for the ball. Good defending by Macleod. Out they go again. Oh, interesting hand pass there, and the umpire said no, that was a throw. But Daniel Caulfield, I think that was earlier, and they find a man on his own, and I think that could be number 17, is it? No, it's not 17 because they've got him as Thomas Burns. So when he turns around, we'll know who that player was. He kicked an easiest of goals in what they call junk time, but it doesn't matter. You've still got to be in the right position. He looks to be conferring with his runner. He's been given some advice. So anyway, I'm not sure who that player is, but people who are watching will know if they follow Eltham. 22. Billy Glasgow, yep, one of the Glasgow brothers, and they've got a reputation for being tough as nails. A bit like the city they're named after, Glasgow. Anyway, the ball's back in the... Oh, dust flies. The umpire says too high. That's Tommy Burns, who is a great player. I don't think he's been as dominant as he has been in the past.
I called him Burns, but 23 is actually Rogers.
Tommy Rogers, apologise. Tommy Rogers. He's a dominant wingman, one of the best in the comp. I don't know if today's been one of his dominant performers, Sharks. What do you think, 23?
Well, he's certainly had an impact on the game. Not sufficient for Eltham to get up winners. As the siren goes, Eltham 15-16, 106, defeated by Macleod today, 22-21, 153.
It's at 47 points. So that's a very similar margin to the win against Bundoora. So a great end to a great day with Macleod winning the first, seconds, and dropping the under-19s game. I'd like to thank all the people who made today possible, the umpires, both sides, and the committee and everybody who's made today possible. Thank you very much, and also to Terry O'Brien for the work that he does to get this coverage up and running and allowing us to cover the game in the commentary position. Thank you.
Thanks, Richie. Thanks, Terry.
That's fun.
I'm not looking forward to not getting home till 7:30 tomorrow morning because I've got to go to night shift.
Oh, okay.
No, but I've got to go to Macleod cricket presentation.
Up on the Super Mario over there.
Sorry? I hope my car's all right because I think the battery's starting to play up in the remote. I went to open the car, it wouldn't open, and I went right near the car door, then it opened, but I think I might have to get the battery checked. However you do that. Lucky I've got another remote. Because there's no screw. There's no screw as such.
Can you take it to a... Can you take it to a...
Oh, it's probably there. That's where it'll be. I'll probably see that little lever there. You open that up and there'll be a battery inside. I suspect.
Oh, look at this. The FPS directors and partners. Brett Flanagan, Michelle Flanagan, Ben Flanagan, so all the family.
All the Flanagans.
Tony Shaw.
Hey? Oh, and Tony Shaw. We're the new real estate team in the area. Was he a real estate agent?
And Flanagan, Prasini and Shaw.
Interesting. I'm just going to get inside very quickly, mate, and leave very soon.
Yeah, okay. Look, Macleod, all the sites, they all pick Macleod.
It's a hard team, Eltham, though, aren't they?
Oh, they're not bad.
Yeah. I don't think we're at our best yet, but sure.
Be back in a minute for help, Terry.